Hello and welcome to a Gems or Junk. I've not done one of these for a while. I'm on my own today. James isn't with me, he's inside playing on the computer. But he wasn't actually with me when I got these. Now, I went to my local car boot this morning and I got an absolutely belting find, I think. And I did get some other bits, so I'm going to dive right in. I think there's no junk in this. I think it's all gems. But the first thing I found was this. Trackside London Brick Company Limited lorry. Now I do have several of these, but I do tend to collect London Brick stuff because of family history. My dad worked at the brickyards and my grandfather on my mother's side was a mechanic. Was a mechanic on the London Brick garages at London Road at Peterborough. And I buy London Brick lorries. Now look at that. That's rather nice. That was a tenner. I was happy to pay that because it's brand new. It's never been out of the box. It's absolutely mint. But a London Brick. London Brick, what is it? AEC Mammoth with a flatbed with brick load. Now I do have several London Brick lorries, so that will go with those. So yeah, that was the first find, which was rather nice. Yeah, so that was the first thing I got. Was this? I'll put it there so you can see it. London Brick lorry. Then I've got a bag of stuff here. Then I was walking along and there was a chap selling all sorts, and he had several copies of the same book. Well, I didn't pay it. I paid £1 for it. Well Trained. I've not seen this book before. I do have 1 or 200 railway books, but I didn't have this one. And this is a memoir type book. You know, and I do read them. I do like reading the memoirs but also some of them got cracking photographs in, like this one, look. Fairbairn, is it? A Stanley tank. But I do like them. That was £1. I thought, well, it's worth a read for £1. And he had like loads of the same title. But it's unusual to find a book I haven't got. When I say I've got 1 or 200, that's probably an understatement. But I've got loads of books. So I haven't actually got that one. So that was a good find. The next thing I found, actually my daughter found it, Melissa. She was walking around and spotted it in a box of dinky toys and cars. It was a Hornby TTA tanker for 50p. It's missing its wheels, but the couplings and buffers are there, and it's ideal for when the kids want to play with trains in the garden. This sort of stuff's ideal because it's robust, bright. So a couple of wheels and we'll be well away now. Yeah, so I've got my wheels. Let's have a look what's got in here. There you go, look, there's 2 wheels there, 2 Hornby wheels. So let's just, there we go. I appreciate that not everybody's going to have as many spare wheels as I've got, but there we go. So it's now back on its wheels. Yeah, so that's that back on its wheels now, ready for service. Now, I forgot about that. Something else I like to collect, and I found this, is a Corgi Thunderbird 3. Now, I'm pretty certain that is not the newest release. That is a release prior to them retooling the longer nose. So I'll make a good comparison to the ones I featured. But I like Thunderbird stuff, and I've got some stuff hanging in the garage. So I bought this because I'm going to hang it up with the planes that are on the garage roof. That's a Corgi Thunderbird 3. Some little boy was selling all his cars and stuff off for £1. So I went through and that was stood there. And I thought, to be honest, it's in really good condition. So I thought I'd get that for £1. It's amazing what you can find at car boots. And then the last railway modelling item I found. Now, if anybody watched that workshop tour I did, I pulled one of these out my drawer and said I wouldn't mind a few more. And there was a box of 00 Wagons. The guy wanted £20 for the whole lot, but there was a couple of things in there, a couple of coaches, they were mainly smashed and stuff. So I said, how much do you want just for the tank? Because the others I wouldn't have had any use for. And he said £2, so I paid £2 for that. It's got Hornby wheels in it, Hornby plastic wheels. But that's good because that is the second one. I'll just get the other one out of the drawer. So I want a couple more. And it's complete as well. Everything's there, buffers, couplings. I just like unusual wagons like that for my Speedlink workings. So yeah, I've got 2 now, and like I said, a couple of quid. So what we spent so far, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, say 14.50. I don't think that's too bad. I like, you know, the London Brick Lorry was the most expensive thing, but that is mint condition. So yeah, I didn't think that was too bad at all from the local car boot. But the next item is probably the best thing I've ever found at a car boot. So I'll clear this away, come back to you, and I'll show you what it is. Right, I've had to adjust the camera stand for this. Now, you're not going to believe this. Oh, I didn't. Anyway, considering how long the car boot had been open when I got there, I saw this on a guy's stand on the floor, and he said I was the first person to look at it. And when I asked him how much it was, I had to buy it. And it is, it's quite heavy because it's alloy. A replica Class 40 Class 40 nameplate, Lusitania off D225 or 40025. It's a replica cast alloy Newton replica nameplate. Now I'm gonna take you off the stand for this. But it was on the laying on the grass, and I said to the guy, "How much do you want for that?" And he said, "Oh, you're the first person to ask about that. It's 20 quid. 20 quid." I said, "Yeah, I'll have it." I took it, literally snatched his hand off. And he said, "Oh, I think it's off a boat." I said, "It's not off a boat, mate." I said, "That's a nameplate off a Class 40 or a replica of." But for 20 quid, I think that is the best thing I've ever found at a car boot. All hand painted. The green is showing, if I stand it up, there is a bit of chipping on it. But the paintwork on the front, that flags, it's obviously not new, but I'm going to mount it. Oh, it's heavy. Ooh. But look at that. Lusitania 40025 replica nameplate. That is by far and away the best thing I've ever bought from a car boot sale. And I know it's a replica, but I love 40s. I've got 5 model ones, and they are one of my favourite class of engines. And to have this, I'm going to have to get a Bachmann 40025 now, or D225. But it's awesome, and it's in really good nick as well. There is I'm not going to turn it around because I'm holding the phone, but I'll put a picture in the corner. There is a stamp on the back. I'll just edit the video there because I keep saying Newton replicas. It's actually a Procast replica nameplate. There's the thing on the back of Lusitania, so it's Procast, not Newton replicas, so apologies for that. I didn't notice till I was editing it, and I thought, I'm sure it says Procast. But yeah, there we go, look, Procast replicas. But how cool is that for 20 quid? And it had been there. The car boot sets up at 8, and they let the traders and everybody in, and then it opens to the public at 10, and we got there at 11. So three hours that had been laying on the grass, and nobody had bought it. I couldn't believe it. But it's mine now, and it's going to go on the wall. But Lusitania Cunard Lines Class 40 replica nameplate. How bloody brilliant is that? Now, I'm so chuffed with it. I just can't. I am so chuffed with that. It's brilliant. So yeah. So if I bring the other stuff in, I don't think, to be honest, that is too bad a haul from a car boot. That is amazing. So yeah, that was what I got. And like I said, certainly a gem. Lusitania Cunard Lines 40 replica nameplate. And you can see how big it is. I mean, you can tell, like, by a double O gauge tank wagon, just how big that nameplate is. And like I said, it's solid, and it is cast. I can't flip it over one-handed. I've got the phone in my other hand, so I can't flip it over. But I will put a picture in the corner, or have put a picture in the corner of the Newton replica stamp. But look at that. Oh, I'm chuffed with that. I just keep looking at it and thinking, can't believe I found that. But like I said, all painted up and everything. Oh, it's brilliant. So thank you all for watching Gems or Junk again. I hope you'll agree this is an absolutely belting car boot find. And I'll catch you all in the next video. I'm going to try and do some more of these. So I know you like them. People do request them, but it's just finding stuff at good prices to buy now, because Everybody asks a lot. I mean, there was a guy there, and it would have made a brilliant Gems or Junk. He had a box full of Triang stuff, track, wagons, train. But he wanted like 150 quid for it. And when I looked through it, I just thought, you know, reselling it properly, it's not worth that much. People are just asking too much. I'd have happily give 40, 50 quid for it, but not what he was asking. But I'm glad I didn't, because then I wouldn't have had the money to buy this. So, yeah, that's brilliant. But, yeah, thanks all for watching. I look forward to reading your comments below. I am jammy, yes, I know that. You'd have to put that. But, yeah, I look forward to your comments, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye for now.